Asifa Khan of the BJP and Zafar Sareshwala leans towards Mr. Modi, supports Mr. Modi. Sanjay Jha is with us of the Congress party tonight. My first question is to Nitesh Rane. Nitesh Rane, can you hear me? This is Arnab here. Mr. Rane, can you hear me? No. I have just lost the line. Sanjay Jha, my first question therefore is to you. When are you going to sack this man?
Well,
Mr. Jha, that question is to you in case you want to answer it.
No, I want to answer that. Arnab, I think we completely condemn the statement.
No, I don't want a condemnation. I think this deserves more.
Well, let me tell you that end of day, we have a certain process by which we take.
No, certain what you let him go, basically.
No, I mean, for heaven's sake, I mean, we don't respond without giving anybody a chance.
Okay, so what is
there is a disciplinary committee at the state level.
Okay, so
I'm sure they will look into it. But I want to repeat this point again. For the benefit of all your viewers. The Congress party,
she's saying
the Congress party condemns the state.
Asifa is saying condemnations don't matter.
Asifa. Vicious language.
Yeah, Asifa.
Sorry.
It's a cardinal sin on part of a politician to use a vicious language, a language of hatred, a language which will divide people between two states and yet walk out with arrogance and certitude because nobody, no senior leader from the Congress party so far has condemned the statement or has given any punishment to such an MLA or lawmaker.
You should watch television. We have condemned it since afternoon. Ma'am, we have condemned it since afternoon.
It is heartening to see that Mumbai is not a property, is not a kingdomship. It's a city, a beautiful city which has come out because people have migrated from all over the country and brick by brick Mumbai is made into a city it is today.
Would you like to tell the Newshour viewers who said hum paanch hamare 25?
Don't forget.
That was not a hate statement made by Mr. Narendra Modi when he was Chief Minister of Gujarat.
Sanjay, to
1 minute, listen, let's not politicize the issue. And Nafisa, let me make an explanation.
Asifa,
we have condemned Mr. Rane's statement. Please don't politicize it. I've got a list of people from Yogi Adityanath, Sangeet Som, Sanjeev Balyan, who happens to be in the cabinet of Mr. Modi, and Amit Shah, Sakshi Maharaj, Maneka Gandhi, Varun Gandhi. You want me to take more names? I can take 10 more names.
Well, your condemnation carries no weight because Nitesh Rane is still part. What's it, Asifa? Nitesh Rane, I think I have him on the line now. Right? Nitesh, you can hear me.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Rane, can you explain to all of us what you meant by saying that you are going to clean up all Marathi-hating good Jews? What exactly do you mean? Are you suggesting that Gujaratis should be deported? That Gujaratis should be quarantined? Gujaratis should be isolated? And more importantly, Mr. Nitesh Rane, who on earth are you? Who are you to make a statement like that?
If you can just give me 2 minutes in order to explain my stand, because before all of you pounce on me, I would like to make it very clear, first of all, it is not a Congress party stand, it's my individual stand
Very convenient.
As a Maharashtrian.
Very convenient.
On regular basis on a social media website, Twitter, I have been getting hate tweets on a regular basis, which I would really like to read at least one of them in front of you.
I don't want you to read any. I don't know. I will not allow you, Mr. Rane. Mr. Rane, one second. Mr. Rane, I'll tell you one second. Now let's have a ground rule out here, please. Let's have a ground rule out here. First of all, Asifa, I have a ground rule. You already, what you've done once, I don't agree with. I will not allow you to spread more hate on the Newshour. My question to you is very factual and nobody is interested in pouncing on you, Mr. Rane. You're not exactly that important. How exactly do you propose to identify Marathi hating good Jews? What is the basis of your whim?
The kind of tweets that I get on regular basis or the kind of tweets that are spreading on social media websites. This is apart from being of any part of any political party. It's simply because I'm a Maharashtrian.
Okay, so Mr. Rane, let me remind you, your father is Narayan Rane. And Narayan Rane said in 2008 during the attacks on North Indians in Mumbai, he said this. You see, very often politicians are very opportunistic. And it appears now Mr. Nitesh Rane is another opportunistic politician. Narayan Rane said, slamming the Shiv Sena and the MNS, he said, and I quote, Thackeray Private Limited has been encashing the sentiments of Marathi people by provoking them against North Indians for the last 4 decades. You are no different. He could have been describing you.
But
do you condemn what your father said in 2008?
I took a stand as a
Or do you agree with him?
See, the situations here are different. That situation.
There is no situation. No, you pick up. No, 1 second. There's no difference. There's no difference. 1 second. If somebody, you pick up a random stray comment, and I think you've got a very weak defense. You pick up a random stray comment on Twitter about Marathis, and you use that to indulge in a anti-Gujarati tirade. What prompted your reaction was a stray tweet. I mean, I hope you're an educated man. You're not an illiterate. That did not represent Gujarati opinion, and yet you choose to pick on that statement, which means you want to malign the community and try and position yourself as some kind of a local hero. Now, what happens, Mr. Rane, unfortunately, is that you don't become a local hero. You don't become a local hero. You become a joke.
That's on your view, Arnab.
No, it's not. You want me, you should be booked. Mr. Rane, you should be booked under section 153 of the Indian Penal Code. You are issuing a threat against the community. You are promoting enmity between different groups on grounds of race, religion.
But what about those people? What about those people who send me that hate tweets?
Who? Can you identify the person?
People in
you
Mumbai
take on that person. Who are you to take on a community? Freedom of movement in the country is a fundamental right of the Indian Constitution.
So that is why I'm special. No, please. Can I say? No. Can I say? I have said I am talking only about the Marathi hating Gujarati. I'm not talking about the Gujarati community as whole. Please understand. I'm not against the Gujarati community as whole. No. You cannot put words in my mouth.
I don't.
No, that's not right. I'm just only putting. I'm only talking about a Marathi hating Gujarati. That's all. Point blank. Nothing else.
Mr. Nitesh Rane.
You cannot put words in my mouth and say I'm talking about the entire Gujarati community here.
Mr.
That's not happening.
Mr. Rane, as I told you, I'm not interested in putting words in your mouth, but I just want to prove you completely wrong. No, 1 second. I think Mr. Rane thinks he's going to get away by saying I'm not talking about everyone. He's saying I was only talking about those Gujaratis who hate Maharashtrians, right? He says that. Now, Mr. Rane is a history cheater in this case. 1 second.
Nitesh, what you should do is to actually
Why are you giving him
them down by cyber.
No, 1 second. Don't try and change the subject. Don't give him avuncular advice on the Newshour tonight. My question is to Nitesh Rane, and I think he needs to answer this. Zafar Sareshwala can free to come in when he wants to. But Mr. Rane, you are a history cheater in this case. Your anti-Gujarati tirade is not a new phenomenon. Trying to draw...
Can I come in?
No, I just want to give him one example because he says, no, I'm only being very specific. He's trying to draw a distinction between Marathi hating Gujaratis and others as a face saver on the program tonight because he has been maligning the Gujarati community on several occasions. He knows that. You want me to give you examples of what you have done in the past?
Every time I made it very specific.
No, mister. No, you didn't.
Every time I made it very specific.
Really? Okay, should I show you an example?
I've been very specific.
No, you haven't. Should I give you one example which will expose you completely?
Yeah, you can go ahead. Show me an example.
All right, let me expose you completely.
Yeah,
I didn't want to, but I'll have to now. Mr. Rane, August 2013.
Yeah, please go ahead.
In August 2013, you said the number of Gujaratis has grown significantly over the past few years. Out of a total 36 constituencies in Mumbai, 13 seats are now being decided in places where Gujarati votes are very key deciding votes. Why did you say that? He says...
what do you mean why? That was my observation.
And can I continue on your observation? You also said at the same time another fact is that Gujaratis don't allow others to buy flats in their towers. And Gujaratis discriminate against people who eat non-vegetarian food. It is as a result of all this discrimination by the Gujarati people that the number of Gujaratis in Mumbai has increased. You made the worst stereotypes.
But that's true. What's wrong in it? That's what's happening in Mumbai.
No, 1 second. What is
that's what's happening in Mumbai.
First of all, Mr. Rane, what are you talking about?
In Mumbai.
No, Mr. Rane, you just admit all of this. You just admit all of it. You want me to read out what you say? Either Gujjus go back to Gujarat or they turn Mumbai into Gujarat. Red alert. Was this your tweet or not? What kind of an immature tweet was this? What do you want to be? You think you'll become popular by saying these things? Did you tweet this or not?
No, I don't want to be popular.
No, did you tweet this or not? Red alert against Gujaratis in Mumbai. Red alert against Gujaratis in Mumbai. Was it your tweet?
I am not denying anything.
You're
please.
not denying it. So
I am not running away from anything. I am not running away from anything.
You know, one second. Zafar Sareshwala wants to respond.
Nitesh, the truth is...
I want to say...
But that's my view. But that's my view.
Yeah, but
that's my view as a Maharashtrian. What's wrong in it?
No, 1 minute. Don't come in here. Don't come in here.
That's my view as a Maharashtrian. I'm not talking as a Congress party here.
Okay, Nitesh Rane, you see, no, 1 second.
This is against Congress ideology. This is against Congress philosophy.
Look at the drama
going on. It's against our ethos. No, I mean, listen.
Don't come to his rescue. Hold on a minute.
I'm speaking on behalf of my party. No, 1 minute. There is nothing cosmetic about it. We need to accept it.
I'm not.
Nitesh, it is inappropriate language. I think we should
on national television. On national television. On national television. Will he withdraw it? He's proud of it.
I think Nitesh should withdraw that.
He's proud of it. He doesn't give a damn for the Congress party and what it's lecturing him.
And this is totally against our party culture and ethos. I think you should.
No, that's instigating wrong things. No, please understand. Please understand. Can I talk? Can I speak?
Nitesh, just hold on a minute. I'll say one thing to you. See, Mr. Rane,
I have mentioned it very clearly. I'm saying it in the context of as a Maharashtrian. It is not with the party that I belong to.
Now you see,
before being a part of any party, I'm a Maharashtrian before, and I'm saying it in that context. What's wrong?
Rane,
I'm not relating my party to it. I'm saying it as a Maharashtrian. I have a right to talk as a Maharashtrian.
Mr. Rane, you think overnight you are going to become some kind of local hero. As I told you, that you see, there are people. Now, people like Nitesh Rane say, oh, this is my view, I give a damn. I am an important politician's son. I am Narayan Rane's son. I can do what I want. I can speak the way I want to. I can drive the way I want to. I can have my way. I come from a political dynasty. I give a damn. And basically what Nitesh Rane is saying tonight is that he says, and I give a damn for the rules of this country. I can go on the streets of this country tomorrow and say, I am a racist. It's my choice. Right? And what will the Congress party say? Tomorrow, what Nitesh Rane is doing today is reflecting what you are reflecting today. Once, Mr. Rane, I think what you are doing today in the English language is described as xenophobia. And I think you should be ashamed of yourself for displaying your xenophobia in this manner on national television. I really think that the Congress party should sack you either for this. And I think that somebody should act. And by the way, you are also an Indian. You are also an Indian. You are an Indian. You are an Indian. You know, remember that. You are an Indian.
But why don't you tell those people who send me those tweets?
You are an Indian.
I respect the fact.
And I have just proven to you on television, Mr. Rane, I have just proven to you. I have proven to you that you've said all these things. You put out all these red alerts against communities here. And you know, it is farcical. You think you are helping anyone. You're not. You're only trying to help your cause. You try and stereotype a whole community, and you spark unfounded fears of what this community will do. You question the loyalty of a particular community who've been living in this city for generations and playing a critical role in the city's development. And you draw no distinction between who is hating and who is not. And your silly and ridiculous and shallow and unacceptable explanation for all of this is somebody tweeted against. So, because you think you are Narayan Rane's son, you can go ahead and do what you want. Now remember one thing, Mr. Nitesh Rane, those days are gone when some politicians' sons used to rule this country in the way that they wanted to. Come down to earth and realize that this country is changing.
You're taking it completely wrong.
I am not, Mr. Rane. I am just warning you against doing things which are against the spirit of this country. I am not even saying anything to you. But Zafar Sareshwala wants to say something.
I am not against any community. I was
you have said red alert against Gujaratis. Gujus go back to Gujarat. What is this rubbish? What is this rubbish? Gujus go back to Gujarat. Gujus go back to Gujarat. What is this rubbish? What is this rubbish? Gujus go back to Gujarat is what you've written.
There is no question of being arrogant.
And you say
Mumbai is a cosmopolitan city.
Please don't give me that rubbish either. You have the courage to sack him.
Not rubbish.
Or don't give me this farcical rubbish on this program.
And the multicultural, the whole ethos
Zafar
of Mumbai
Sareshwala
is what makes us stand out. I think that's a very unfortunate. Nitesh, I still feel that you should withdraw that statement.
Now,
it's very unpalatable.
Don't give me. You first tell everyone. I think first of all, the most important thing is that you say that you are an Indian first. And more important than that is that you're an Indian first. And if there is an Indian who tries to make a political career out of building hate of one Indian against another, then I think that person will be rejected. And I'm saying this to you on your face, Mr. Rane.
And one of them happens to be currently the Prime Minister of India.
Now I say this.
Tragedy.
No, don't change the subject.
No,
Zafar Sareshwala.
It is not.
Zafar, either you have the courage to sack Mr. Nitesh Rane, or then you should say that we are too weak.
Arnab,
because we know as
Arnab.
long. Yes, please, Zafar Sareshwala.
1 minute.
Opening up, Zafar Sareshwala,
Listen,
please. Zafar Sareshwala.
We will take the criticism,
This
but we
question
will
goes
not
tonight.
take the self-righteous,
Rahul,
sanctimonious
Arnab,
of the Bharatiya Janata Party.
All right, watch it.
Arnab,
Zafar Sareshwala, please.
Arnab, actually, you know, the Narayan, these Nitish Ranes of the world, you very correctly use the word xenophobics. And you know what has happened to the xenophobics of the world? And you rightly pointed out that, has he forgotten that he is Indian? But actually, you know what? These people want eyeballs because they were totally lost, and he just suddenly, out of making such stupid statements, he thought that he'll become a hero. But he should be aware that he'll become a zero now. We are living in 21st century India. These kind of hate politics, these kind of identities in India will not work. You know what has happened to his erstwhile party? And erstwhile party is another section. He won 13 seats once upon a time based on these kind of rhetoric. And what has happened to him? So these kind of people, Arnab, sooner than later will become irrelevant. India has moved ahead. We are actually talking of India. If you start describing Indians as Maharashtrians, Gujaratis and UPites and MPites, what is it going to happen? Then tomorrow you will distribute Maharashtra from Mumbai,
what shocks
then Mumbai
me,
from Baikala and Bandra and Santa Cruz. Where is it going to end?
What is
these
shocking?
Kind of people will give them a befitting reply.
What is shocking me? What is shocking me
And
today?
you know,
What is shocking
Arnab,
me is that today Sanjay Jha comes on the program. I am asking Narayan Rane tonight. In fact, I am asking your father, Nitesh Rane. I am asking him a simple question that Mr. Narayan Rane, if you are watching or somebody should go and tell you, I am asking you one question. In 2008, you made a comment saying that the kind of rubbish that your son is speaking today should be condemned. Will you condemn your son? Will he condemn his son? No, he won't. Which
actually,
proves one
Narayan
thing, that for politicians,
is truly a politician.
For politicians, whatever suits them and
if Narayan Rane was the chief minister and the
just taking it to a very different level,
he should condemn his son in the strictest possible way.
Well, everybody's 1 minute, since everybody is concerned about an Indian versus Indian fight, which is a very genuine concern. Please let me remind you, Arnab, that you have people like Amit Shah, you have people like...
Right now talk about Nitesh Rane. Right now speak about Nitesh Rane.
Accused in
no, but I'll tell you. I'll tell you one thing.
And Mr. Narendra Modi himself.
Yes.
Do I need to remind the people of India and those watching Newshour about the inflammatory speeches he made in Gujarat?
Sanjay Jha, you know, Mrs. Sonia Gandhi comes to Gujarat, starts her election campaign from a Swaminarayan temple, puts a TV.
I have Mr. Sareshwala, I have a moral right to ask. I have a moral right to ask the question on Sanjeev Balyan. I have, and by the way, Mr. Jha, I don't need your permission, your instruction or your guidance to do so. I have done it on many times. 1 minute. No, 1 minute. You may do that. Yeah. But I would like to remind you of something as well. I just reminded you of the position taken by Narayan Rane. And I want to tell everyone tonight that the real reason why people like Sanjay Jha are quiet and cannot act is because Nitesh Rane's father is a very powerful politician, a former industries minister, influential leader in the Congress who has been critical of Prithviraj Chauhan. The Congress party does not want to offend him. The Congress party does not want to alienate him because he's always threatened, I will leave the Congress party and build a base of my own. And the Congress party is willing to see, Indian versus Indian. The Congress party is willing to see Indian against Indian but not act against Nitesh Rane.
Congress party does not maintain a fraudulent, eloquent silence which Prime Minister Modi maintained on Yogi Adityanath. who was more vicious, who used love jihad to actually win an election in Uttar Pradesh? I think the Bharatiya Janata Party, I'm willing to understand today.
I'm
that
telling you
Nitesh
today,
Rane
why can't you speak
should
on
not
it?
have said or should not have tweeted.
Should
but
not.
the Bharatiya Janata
Okay, so
Party
question
and
tonight.
their so-called neutral
dear viewers,
should not try here
dear viewers,
and appear self-righteous
a statement,
because they have no right to do
a
so.
statement made. Once
As
Asifa wants to
Narendra
come.
Modi condemned the RSS saying that Nathuram Godse should have killed Jawaharlal Nehru and not Mahatma Gandhi. You think that is not divisive?
Asifa
You think that is not hateful?
Rahul Gandhi said, I'll transform the party in ways you can't think of before. Tonight, Rahul Gandhi transformed the party in such a way that Indian is pitted against Indian, and Rahul Gandhi is absolutely quiet. Asifa is coming to the debate. Asifa, Asifa.
I have Mr. Rahul Gandhi's
Arnab, we can endlessly go on about what Rahul Gandhi said to the Muzaffarnagar riot victims, and I can endlessly go on telling what the Congress said when. My important point is, why does this country need hate politics? Do we need hate politics?
Well,
please, Mr. Rane is making an insane statement about hating Gujus,
please ask that
and
of Varun
the country,
Gandhi.
the citizens
Please ask
of
that of
this
Sakshi
country
Maharaj.
have voted a Guju.
I am asking that of Nitesh Rane. I am asking that of Nitesh Rane. What about Nitesh Rane?
I am telling you,
Mumbai, which is the
Nitesh
economic
Rane is sitting
lifeline.
here on your
It is the
program.
economic lifeline.
I don't think you can get more transparent than this.
Transparent.
Nitesh Rane is on your program as an official
We should be
spokesperson of
grateful.
the Congress Party.
Or as an
I'm
official
condemning that.
spokesperson.
I'm condemning that.
How convenient.
1 minute.
How
Unlike
convenient.
the Bharatiya Janata
How
Party,
convenient.
which waits for 2 months for Mr. Modi to make an innocuous tweet, and then their spokesperson.
Then why did you speak against Giriraj Singh in the run-up to the elections? Why did you demand action against Giriraj Singh when he was making xenophobic comments?
He was.
Or why did you want him sacked and thrown out of the party? Why did you want the BJP to act against him? Show me the hypocrisy tonight.
Well,
you wanted them to act. Can you act against Nitesh Rane? Can you act against Nitesh Rane?
Okay,
can you act against
Arnab,
Nitesh Rane?
Arnab, I'm glad you
Can you act against Nitesh Rane?
It's 7 months since Giriraj Singh spoke. Has Mr. Modi
Arnab,
taken any action
he
against
dare
him?
not.
This is one day.
Arnab,
in 7
Mr.
months,
Sanjay
has
Jha
Mr.
dare not
Narendra
speak a
Modi
word
and
against
the
Rane.
BJP
Zafar,
taken
Zafar.
action
He dare
against
not.
Giriraj Singh?
Sanjay Jha cannot speak against Mrs. Gandhi. He cannot speak against. He dare not speak against Rahul Gandhi. He cannot.
This has got nothing
He
to do
cannot.
with
He'll
Mr.
be
Rahul
thrown
Gandhi.
out. Sanjay
Excuse
Jha
me.
does not have that capacity.
Has the
He doesn't have that
Bharatiya
capacity
Janata
to talk.
and its
He
neutral
doesn't have
supporters
capacity
like
to
yourself.
condemn what
Please,
Mrs.
can
Gandhi
you
did
tell
in Gujarat when
Newshour,
she came.
Why is it 7 months that the Modi government has
He
taken
cannot,
no
he
action
dare
against
not
Giriraj
speak
Singh?
against the Congress party which
why
was
is
behaving
Mr.
as a
Ramdas
B
Kadam
party of
Shiv
VHP
Sena
and
likely to
Bajrang
be your
Dal.
partner in a
Sanjay
few
Jha
days in
cannot do
Maharashtra?
that.
For God's sake, BJP and its supporters should stop being sanctimonious. Don't make a fool of yourself, and definitely not in front of the country. Have some self-respect.
So here's I'll tell you.
You have no business to comment on
Mr.
it.
Jha, you talk about Congress party. You talk about the behavior of your party president, the way she has behaved when she came to Gujarat.
Of a very,
No,
very
Mr. Jha, you let others also
speech.
speak.
But the BJP is in no position to lecture the country on morality.
What about
and hate
you?
speeches.
What about
Please
you?
don't do
What
that.
about you? I know that the Congress party lives on the principle all in the family.
No, we don't.
Asifa wants to
Our
say
family
something.
is the people of India.
I thought the family is the Gandhi family.
Our family is the
why
people of
was
India.
Sanjay Jha quiet when Rahul Gandhi, the de facto prime ministerial candidate of this grand old party, made a remark about ISI being linked with the poor Muzaffarnagar riot victims? Was that not an obnoxious remark
provocative?
on the community?
Excuse
Why
me.
was Mr. Jha
You please
quiet
answer
and
who
silent on
said
that?
hum panch,
When
hamare 25?
Mrs. Gandhi.
You want me to
Mrs.
remind you of the
Gandhi gave a
details of Mr.
ticket,
Modi's
an
speech in
MP
Mehsana in
ticket to
Gujarat
a-
in 2002? You will be very embarrassed and red-faced, ma'am. I'm sparing you the ignominy of repeating to you what the current Prime Minister said at that point of time. You will not like to hear that. But maybe it's pertinent, so I will tell you.
I will tell you. A last question, Nitesh Rane.
I will tell you, listen, at this point of time, Nafisa, please remember
Asifa.
the BJP, Afisa, you have got to remember that the Bharatiya Janata Party needs to look inward and handle their internal issues. Nitesh is on the channel, and as a spokesperson of the party, I'm telling Nitesh with absolutely no compunction whatsoever that tweet was wrong. It needs to be withdrawn, and any action to be taken against him will be taken by the state party leadership.
Nitesh says to you, if Nitesh says to you, I give a damn, you obviously can't do anything. The question is, the last question.
We have a process.
I often believe that political parties are hypocritical, and it is also true that political families are hypocritical. hypocritical. And to expose that hypocrisy, my last question to Nitesh Rane is this. Nitesh, both can't be right. Who is right? You say that take this action, red alert against Gujjus. Your father says that there are people like Thackeray Private Limited who make these irresponsible comments. Who is right? Narayan Rane of 2008 or Nitesh Rane of 2014?
Both of us are right in the given situation.
And both are in the same family. And both are in the same party. The same party, the same family.
Why are you bringing family?
What family? You are part of a political family. Can you deny it? Your father has one position and you have one position. I have just proven.
But I am also a Maharashtrian.
So is your father not a Maharashtrian? So is your father not a Maharashtrian?
Speak as a Maharashtrian.
Is your father not a Maharashtrian? Was he not speaking as a Maharashtrian? Then what was he speaking as then?
That given
When your father was speaking, what was he
that
speaking
particular
as?
situation? What's wrong
When
in
your
that?
father was speaking, the situation was different, and now the situation is different. I'll tell you what is different.
You are just completely ignoring. You are just completely ignoring the situations of Marathis in Maharashtra and Mumbai.
Mr. Rane, what you are ignoring is the fact that people can see through you. Thank you for joining me on debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight.